Yes, we're gonna have to give the opportunity to people to know what they have missed, maybe, and what they still have to catch. And we're going to explain along the way what could be the obstacle that you have been facing, and how to go around those obstacles. Of course, I'm talking about the PPP, I'm talking about the EIDL, and any other program out there, especially based on the SBA. Okay, I'm talking about those programs that are easier to get. The SBA has like hundreds of thousands of different type of program, but the one we're talking here about here is the PPP and the EIDL. Okay, so without further ado, today we are going to be talking about two or three main things. Okay, so what are we going to share today? I'm going to do the recap on the EIDL and the PPP. Please, I'm gonna want you guys to mute yourself once you get in. And if you have a question, you can ask the question at the end of the webinar. And I'm doing this specifically from within our Zoom link. Why? Because I believe that this group is more, it's more for the people who are interested in, it's more for people who are interested in this program. That's the reason why I think we should run this video from the Facebook group. So if you are not in the Facebook group, what you will do is, because many things that we are going to share here are pertinent to the Facebook group. So if you are not in the Facebook group, you may want to log in, because the resources that you are going to share today, some of them you're going to need to find them in our Facebook group. The Facebook group was created specifically to help people with this EIDL and PPP. So give me 1 second, okay, to share with a couple of more people before we actually jump into the topic itself. Yes, yeah, we have to talk about the EIDL. We are going to talk about the PPP. We are also going to talk about some questions, okay? People may be having questions. We are also going to talk about what to do when you contact the SBA, okay? And so if you stay until the end of the video, you will notice a lot of things that are going to help you in this program if you are still interested in the EIDL or PPP, basically, okay? If you are interested in the EIDL or PPP, to help people with this, yes, if you are interested in the EIDL or PPP, there are a lot of things that you're going to learn here that are going to help you. Even though you applied already, you are on the process of receiving money from the program. There are something that I think you're gonna be is gonna be important for you to notice or to pay attention to when you go through the process. Otherwise, you are going to miss some opportunity right there. And there are so many opportunities out there now. Okay. So the first thing is what? The first thing is that let's come back here. The first thing you are going to share about the PPP. So these are what we are going to share together. We are going to share about the EIDL, okay? We are going to share about the EIDL. I want to let you know what happened, what are the different stages that you can face when you are in the EIDL. We are going to talk about the PPP. What are the different stages that you can face when you're the EIDL, when you are in the PPP? And then how to contact the SBA. Of course, we're going to ask questions at the end. So without further ado, the first thing first, once you apply for the EIDL, the first condition to apply to have been in the business by 2019 or beginning 2020, those are mainly the condition to apply for the EIDL. Once you apply for the EIDL, you have two options right here. Either you are approved or you are declined, okay? If you are approved, what happened? If you are approved, then they're gonna send you, just a signature document to sign, and now you just wait for the money. But guess what? The law has been changed along the way. That means that if you were approved for the EIDL Do not just sit there and say, oh yeah, I applied last year, I was approved for $25,000. Guess what? If you are approved for $25,000 and that $25,000 was the maximum you have got, then that maximum should now be times 4. That means your new amount that you should get if you receive $25,000 last year or even beginning this year is 100,000. It means that you should do what? Request for increase. And that is what I have been doing, or my team have been doing. And everybody should be doing it. You contact your CPA, whoever helped you to apply for the first time. Ask the person to show you how to request for the new increase. So if you applied the last time and you receive something, now is a time to go there and request for an increase. And you increase, again, is 4 times what you receive. If what you received was the maximum, because you could have received 25,000 and your maximum was actually 40. It means you are eligible for 40 times 4, which is $160,000. So you guys should be out there to look for it. The next alternative when you apply for EIDL is that you are declined. Like, not everybody will go to heaven, right? But because you decline doesn't mean that you are no longer eligible, basically. And that is why some people are getting home. I have some people who are actually discouraged. They don't even watch everything that we're talking about because they were declined. And when I say, okay, listen, can I see the last email you received? Okay, can I see the decline letter? And then what happened? If you are declined, you do what is called the request for a consideration. Okay, you do the request for a consideration. How do you actually do the loan increase, basically? How do you do the request for a consideration? Those, information and how to do it are actually in our Facebook group. Our Facebook group, which is called Facebook, PPP and EIDL, how to get it, what to do with the money. So it's in there, and we're going to try to see how to do those things when you get to the question. Okay. So basically, the next thing, when you apply for EIDL, you're still on the EIDL. That's the important reason why people should be applying for EIDL. I said that last year, even this year. You just apply for the EIDL, even though you know you're going to be declined. Guess what? You apply for the EIDL. You don't even need the loan. You don't want the loan. You have too much credit card. You don't want the loan. You don't want nothing. But apply. Why? Because by applying, you are eligible for the targeted advance. It doesn't matter whether you are approved or no. The targeted advance is just based on you applying. Of course, there are some conditions to say, okay, you have to be in the low income neighborhood or whatever it is. But the fact is that it's not based on whether you are approved or whether you even want the loan or no. And that is what we have to consider when we are doing this thing. Okay, so by applying, you are eligible for 10,000 grants. So I don't know what 10,000 grant can do. Like, how could $10,000 be a bad thing to somebody? Okay, if you don't like it, apply for it and give it to someone that actually needs it. Okay, so this is how I see this. The next thing over here is that when you apply for the 10,000 grant, or how do you actually apply for the 10,000 grant? The email is right there. You should receive an invite email that actually has a link that helps you or allows you to actually apply for it. How to get it? How to get the email? Just search on your email. They start sending the email on February. And I actually told you guys how you can actually do to find those emails. Okay? How do you find the email? I'm going to try something right here to show you how you can find the email. Okay, let's say I'm here. I'm going to go to my email. I want to look for, I'm sharing the email with you guys. It means you can basically click on it. Oh, guys, I forgot. I didn't know that I didn't share the screen. And you guys didn't even tell me. Oh, Madonna mia. I didn't know the screen was not shared. I'm talking, I think people can see my screen and nobody can see the screen. I don't know if I'm gonna have to say everything that I just said earlier, but if you want to see what I'm saying, my screen is basically what I was sharing with you guys, which is what? Which is basically the stage that you have to do when you are in the EIDL. The opportunity, the different stage that you have to go through on the EIDL. I just explained everything, okay? But now I was at the point where I was saying that what you have to do is basically to search, I was right here, is to search for this email right here, because let me then go and search for that email. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to my email and search for it. Okay, let's say I paste this right here. I just type it. I see all the email. Okay, these emails is because people who receive the emails need help to complete the application. That's why we see so many emails here. But you should actually see only one once you search like this. And I always tell people to also search in the spam. Why? Because you have applied last year. You were declined. Look at here. This is one over here. I'm having one here, spam. You see? So when they send you an email, you don't open it. Sometimes it could go into the spam. So when you are looking for those emails, if you haven't received what, because I'm still meaning people who say, oh, I've never received that email. I've never received that email. Yes, it's possible that you never received because you check in your inbox, you don't even see it. It's in your spam. So search in your spam. It's possible that it's there. Okay. So this is how you find the email. And if you don't find that email, what you do, you can also email them to request for that email, invite email. Okay. That is what you can actually do. If you don't receive your email, you can actually send an email to this email address to say, hey, I think I'm eligible. I apply for EIDL, but never received 10,000 grant. They're going to tell you that, okay, Les, you're going to receive it. So now, if you receive it and you apply for it, how to apply for it? I also have a video. I think it's now posted also in our Facebook group. It was a pay webinar that we have done just like this one, where I was explaining step by step how to complete this $10,000 grant. Where do you have to pay attention to? Okay, the first thing to pay attention to is to make sure that you are respecting the 30,000 decrease when you are computing the numbers. So basically, this is what you need to pay attention to. We have a 1 hour, 20 minutes where we are going through the whole process. If you are in the Facebook group, you will be eligible to watch those webinars for free. So now, this is when you apply, because I just told you how to apply. Now, what about if you are declined? People have applied already. Some people are declined. I think one of them maybe will be watching this video who is declined. You could be declined for so many reasons. And I have a webinar also within the Facebook group where I'm explaining what could be the reason why you could decline for the 10,000 grants. Okay. Now, what happened when you are declined? Depending on the reason. One of the reasons that you could be declined could be because they don't find your information. In some, you have the opportunity to request for an reevaluation. Okay, so when you are declined, it's not the end of the world because you are declined. Just like when you apply for EIDL, you decline, doesn't mean you're not eligible. It just means that the person who is in charge of your application doesn't have all the elements to approve you. That's what it means. It's now up to you to request for an reevaluation and ask them what they want to see and provide it to them. Because this is how it is. Unless you are not on the low income community. I have somebody who has that decline level who said, you're not on the low income community. You say, yes. Oh, I see that. Oh, maybe I saw their constant, my address is on this area. Maybe I'm not in that low income community. So those are the 3 things you can do. Now, recently, they came up with something new, which is what? Hey, by the way, the advance is 10,000. They came up with a 5,000 grant additional. They call it supplemental targeted grants. What do you mean? It just means that you also get eligible to those 5,000. They have some new condition for you to get eligible. Okay. So what are the conditions for you to be eligible? I really don't know. Somebody was asking if East Orange is in the low income community. I'm gonna let you know after this how you can find if your area is in the low income community. Okay. So basically, I was saying that they came up with 5,000. The 5,000, if when you are applying for the 10,000 now, they actually ask you if you want to be considered for the 5,000 grants. It means that you just click on, just check on it. Do you want to be considered for the 5,000? Nobody is going to say no, right? You just hit yes, and as they are getting you eligible for the 10,000 grant. Now you are also eligible for the 5,000 grant. And the other thing is that they have also started sending emails to invite people to apply for the 5,000 grant. Why? Because at the beginning when we were doing it, they didn't have that. So they didn't have the option for you to be considered. That means now they have to send you email. If you want, then you're going to apply for the 10,000 grants, for the 5,000 grant. So this is a EIDL. I don't know if you have question, drop your question on the email or on the description or on the chat, or at the end of this webinar, you may ask the question when we get to the question part. So the next part is what? The next part is basically this one, which is a PPP, right? The PPP is a big deal. It's a big deal. Why? Because it's basically a grant. You see, the EIDL has a grant portion of it. The PPP itself, to me, is a grant. Why? Because they give you some money and they tell you what to do not to pay it back. If I'm giving you a car, a Mercedes, I'll tell you what to do, which is not something difficult, which is something that you will always do, even though I don't tell you that. You're not going to take the Mercedes and start running, 300,000 miles an hour. You're going to be driving carefully. They tell you, oh, if you drive carefully with this Mercedes, you don't even have to pay back. It's a loan. It's a $50,000 loan, car loan, but you don't even have to pay back if you are just drive carefully. I don't know if it's that difficult. That's how I see it as a grant. Okay, you just need to use what the money is intended to be used for. So that's why, to me, it's a big deal. It doesn't matter the amount. No matter how much you approve for, to me, I take it because I can just apply for forgiveness. I don't have to pay it back. Now, what to do when you approve? Some people also get approved, but they will not get the money because they don't follow the instruction to sign the closing document. I have at least 2 webinars, 2 YouTube videos where I'm explaining how to actually do what they call it, how to sign the closing document. I'm going to share with you guys one of those videos. One of those videos is because we use many platforms to work on this program. Okay, one of the platforms that we use is we used to use Bestow Credit. I don't know if you are familiar with Bestow Credit. We use Bestow Credit and to basically help people to get the loan. But over time, Bestow Credit became so crowded. Now we are also using a SmartBiz. So over here you will see this is our Facebook page. You will see over here signature, PPP signature of loan document. It means that if you are approved, you don't know how to sign the loan document. I have to make sure, tell you guys that this is for only SmartBiz. If you use SmartBiz, in my Facebook page, YouTube page, and the Facebook group, I also have how to do it with Bestow Credit. So if you are a lender, it's Bestow Credit. You need to pay attention when you are signing the document because not everybody know how to use the computer. So whether it's on my YouTube page or in our Facebook group, which is this page right here, this is our Facebook group right here. This is our Facebook group over here. This is the name of the Facebook group. Over here, you will find everything that you need that I'm talking about. Okay, so those will be for free for those people who belong to the group, of course. So now, what to do? I was talking about the PPP. When you approve, follow the instruction, and you're good to go, right? Just follow the instruction, sign the closing document. Oh, pay attention to something now. Why? Because once you are approved, what happened? You are now also eligible for the PPP2, which was not the case at the beginning. Okay, that's the reason why signing the document is crucial, because as you are doing it, pay attention to the numbers, pay attention to the page that you are signing, pay attention to get a copy of what you are signing, because when you are about to do the PPP2, they're going to need that loan document, basically the loan agreement, because the loan agreement will have whenever you receive the money, what was the actual amount that they got you approved for, but most importantly, the SBA loan number. Without that, you cannot approve for the PPP2. Okay, so that's why follow the instruction and sign closing document is really important. If you don't know how to do it, seek for help, because you may not get the money because you didn't finish to sign the document, or you may even receive the money, but you screw yourself, you didn't get a copy. So you can even receive, or maybe when you are signing it, if you can read what you're actually signing, you see some place where it says loan document, SBA loan number, sorry. It says SBA loan number. Pay attention to that number, write it down, because when you are applying for the PPP2, the lender going to ask you for that information. Okay, so yes, this is a big deal. Okay, some people apply, they signed it. Some people don't even remember that they signed the closing document, which is crazy. If you don't remember, how are you gonna remember those information? Okay, so the next thing is if you are declined. So what happens if you are declined with the PPP? The best thing on the PPP is that you can apply as many times as you can, as you want, until you get approved. Okay, if I'm applying with the lender A, I don't get approved, I can actually apply again with the same lender. I can do that. You just pick a different email. Because listen, this program is run by people, and those people are overwhelmed. I have people where they were declined. We just went back and applied again using different email, and then they were approved. Can you imagine? It means that the person who is actually in charge of this, maybe you just declined it by mistake, or he didn't really know how it works. Yes, I have people with the same lender who got declined. I call him, send me a different email. He gave us a different email. We applied again, and then the person got approved. Okay. If you want, you can directly chat with a different lender. We are working with at least 3 lenders at this time, because as it's taking time or with one lender, you can actually apply also with a different lender until you get approved. This is basically what we're doing now. So next to this, if you are declined, yes, you try that until you get approved. Guess what? Once you get approved, you come back to apply for the new one, or until the program expires. Okay, so you guys have to rush to seek for help. And the issue is that sometimes, depending on the lender, the documents requested are different. So you have to take that into consideration. That's why it's a really big deal right now. So these were the 2 main things that I want to share with you guys. The last thing, but not the least, is that how to contact the SBA. Okay, how to contact the SBA. It's been a big deal on how people contact the SBA, or how they get information from the SBA. The first thing is that I'm telling people to call at least 3 times. Okay, so call the SBA, talk to at least 3 people before you consider the status of your application. Because we have seen people calling the SBA, because even though your CPA, your accountant, our team help people to apply, we don't call the SBA for you. You have to call the SBA to know the exact status of the application. Some people say, oh, I call them, they say, okay, it's good, it's cool. And the person will be waiting for another 3 weeks without nothing, without change, okay? And when finally they come to me, I say, okay, well, so the last time I called, they said, okay, they say it was okay. I said, okay, no, I'll call again. He said he was in process, call again. And then they call, they tell, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. It means that the person that originally talked to him didn't even go through his application, or didn't even really check to see if something was missing. That's the reason why, by experience, that's an advice, okay? You can do whatever you want to do. Is that once you call the SBA, talk to at least 2 people or 3. The best chance for you is to talk to 3 people, because if you talk to 3 people, you have the chance that at least 2 versions will come to you. At least 2 people will say, yes, you need the bank statement. Yes, we need the bank statement. Maybe one person will say, it's good, just what we see processing, we will let you know when you're approved. But 2 people will say, no, the bank statement is missing, or we are not able to get your transcript from the IRS. Can you get your transcript and send it to us? This is how you know that, yes, your application is in good, you have the accurate status of your application. Otherwise, you're gonna be staying there, or somebody just told you that this is missing. Some people will send some document. When they call, the SBA agent will tell them, hey, we need your 45060. And he already sent that. And he's gonna come here to say, why? They're asking for this. You call 3 people. If one person says the 45060 is missing, and 2 people is telling you that we are only waiting for the IRS to respond to us, it means that they already received, the 2 people already received it, and they have requested already. That means the person who says you have to send doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't mean he doesn't even know how to look for the document for each person in his account. Okay, so this is the reason why I'm saying again, I'm begging you guys, because I need all those you guys small business owner to get this money, because those big companies are receiving the money. You guys should also receive yours. So when you call the SBA, and now it's very tough to get them, try to, once you talk to someone, when you finish with him, call right away. You're not going to fall into the same person. You're gonna get a different person. When you get three answers, and among the answers, you will see at least 2 answers that are, that seems to be the same thing. So this is what you have to do. Do not send the same request twice without calling the SBA. This is another advice that I'm going to say to my people, okay? Why? Remember, when you apply for the SBA, EIDL the first time, when you apply again, what happened? They say what? Duplicated application. That means it's not going nowhere. You are wasting your time, wasting their own time, okay? What happened with this new loan increase? The new loan increase that gets you eligible for 4 times the old eligibility is that they're telling you that, if you apply for this loan increase, no matter how long it takes, do not send another application for the same thing, because it's actually going to delay the processing, the time that they have to take to process your application. Maybe because they have to find the time to cancel what request that you made, or they get confused by the 2 requests that you send. They don't know if the 2 requests are meant to be the same thing. So do not do that until you receive something, or maybe until you talk to someone. That's the same best advice I want to tell you. If you have made a request for reconsideration and you don't have any response, do not send another request for a consideration. You have to call them, because maybe you were declined. Call them, try to talk to someone to say, hey, I have submitted my request for a consideration. How come until now I still never received something? And they will tell you, if you talk to 3 people, at least 1 person will tell you something that is missing on your application. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share. And the last thing is the question. On the question, I have my own first question. That is that how to get the request for a consideration, for example. Okay, how to do the request for a consideration, because a lot of people, I'm pretty sure thousands of people are out there, they applied last year, they got declined. So how do you get the request for a consideration? What we are going to do is that if you belong to this Facebook group right here, you go to the area that says, research. Basically, you're going to type request for a consideration. You're going to see everything that we did about request for consideration. Not only sometime post or video, but also the request itself. That means what you have to do, how do you want to pay attention, what you want to introduce, what document you have to put in the request for a consideration. And if you do that, you will find one of those video or live where I'm explaining the different scenario, why you receive a request. You can have a request for consideration for a different reason. Depending on the reason, what you are going to send as a document will be different. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here and go somewhere. This one, for example, this is one document that you have to use. Okay, it's, for example, the request for, this is what the 45060. Some people don't know how to complete it. This is completed already. You just need to do yours the same way. This is what the schedule of liability. Some people don't know what it is. If you print this out and you look at what the person did, you can actually do yours. What do you put in the request itself is actually here. And I have this here. I'm explaining right here how to get the body message, the request itself is right here, okay? A lot of people, even some people are watching me right now, they're calling to say, well, sir, please, how do you help me with the request for consideration? You want some people to help you, we will do it, but we may even charge you for that. But we share over there exactly what we do. Okay, so you go there, you copy, you change the name, you put your name, you copy the application number, you change it, you put your own application number. We tell you where to send the request to. in this Facebook group or in this post, just type, you're going to see something right there, okay? No matter what you are looking for about PPP or EIDL, type on this search, you will see something where we are explaining exactly how to do it. We have done the how to compute the 10,000 grants advance. We went through the whole process to tell you with a real life customer. He gave us the permission to actually go through it, and we have done it. So that is what you guys need to do. So this was my only question. And if you are still interested, or you still have some questions that are not asked here during this webinar, you will be free to just drop on the comment section of the video. It doesn't matter whether you're gonna watch it or on YouTube or Facebook or whatever you are. Yeah, this was for us. Now I'm gonna take the question from the people who are in the Zoom, because I was also running this from the Zoom. So I was done here, I'm done here. So who has a question at this time? Okay, I guess.
No question.
I guess we don't have a question. That means what we have done was good. And let me check over here on the Facebook Live. If you have questions, there we only have comment. Okay, which is good. So yes, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. And if you watch it later and you still have a question later on, yeah, come back and basically drop your question, and it will be my pleasure to actually go there and answer them. I need to share with you one last thing, is that some content that we do actually helps more people than even us. This is why I'm saying that. This is the new EIDL loan increase process. Like, how do you actually, when you go inside the application, how do you do? Once you apply for the EIDL and you are approved, what happened? You can actually go inside and you screw yourself. Because let me share something here. If you look at this thing right here, if you look at this thing, let's go to the first page. This person, for example, that the new loan increase
9,000 from the mouth. I don't know.
So basically over here, this person, for example, is eligible from 31,000 to what? To 136,000. So he's eligible to that new amount. So what happened if you don't know how to go through this process? Some people, I have many people actually went there and they watched the video, they click, they see, $136,000. Oh, wow. They went down there and hit as accepted without doing nothing. And the money over here remained the same money. So what you have to do is in this video right here, this video I will just remove. It's right here. This video is being here for only a few days. It has like 3,000 views. The people I really don't know. That credits this video to the people who are following me. But very few comments in this 63 comment are comment from people I even know. Just to let you know, you have resources that you don't even use. Some people, I share this with everyone. I'm gonna share this again when I finish this live, to let you know that when you receive that, if you need assistance, if you don't get the assistance, watch this video first, okay? And try to do it. When you see that you start somewhere, then seek for a real assistant just to help you where you get stuck, okay? Do not just go through the whole process, because a lot of people, at least 10 of them, got screwed, okay? So what about if you got screwed, okay? If you miss something on this EIDL loan increase process, because the process that you apply first, then they send you a link to actually invite you to, the link actually help you to increase, you hit on the link that says loan increase, and you will see how much you are eligible for. If you make a mistake, yes, what you can also do is to actually send them an email to tell them that you have an issue. Most likely, they're gonna send you another email that it will invite you to do the same process again. But it will take time because they also have to put the new button again. There's a blue button in your application that says increased amount or something like that. Yes. So yeah, this is what I want to share with you guys. I don't know if there's more thing that somebody wants to share, or if it's not, we are going to stop here and we are going to connect again on the next live, which will be probably next week, or maybe it's tomorrow, Sunday.
I have a question though.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't know how it will affect my my application, but I think when I was filling it out, I was asked to put if the owner or the sole proprietor. I think I was not supposed to put the owner, but I clicked on owner. So what is the consequence for that?
I really don't think that will be a big deal. Yeah, to me, I don't think it will be a big deal because, you know, as a self-employer, I know the owner is more toward the people who have real business. If you have a restaurant, you have, you know, a car dealership, you have, you know, any store out there, you are the owner of the store. When you're working for yourself as an Uber driver, you should normally be a self-employer or sole proprietor. Sorry. So, but I don't think it should be a good deal. Okay, it shouldn't be a good deal because you could be a business owner, but you are a sole proprietor because you can also, it means that if somebody own a store, he could also put sole proprietor. Sole proprietor means you are the only owner of the company. You are the sole proprietor of the company. So to me, it shouldn't be a big deal, okay? Because even when you are signing, you are talking about the one you sign electronically. Even when you are signing the paper one, because remember, when you are doing the request for consideration, you sign the one on the paper. They also have the title on it, which is basically some people put owner, some people put president. To me, it's not a big deal. The big deal is just what you put inside the application, the numbers that you put in the application. I hope it helps, it answers your question. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay, I think we have done everything. If you still have a question after you watch the video, just feel free, feel free to go there and drop the question wherever you're gonna watch the video, and it'll be our pleasure to come back and help you on that. Okay, so until then, I think we are going to take a break from here, hoping that we meet you on the next video with the same energy and everything, guys. Okay.